shenanigans.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of the podcast Sitting Tall with me, Casey Ellen, and my partner in crime, Tony Chamberlain.
Yeah.
And today we have a very, very special guest, a good friend of mine. That I happened to meet maybe like about 2 years ago now, I'd say. And she's another Long Island person, so this is nice. Welcome to the podcast, Rebecca Koltun.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I figured I wanted to dress up for her today, so I put on my tuxedo t-shirt.
Looks so fancy.
Because I'm formal, but I also like to party. So so Rebecca, let's jump right into a little bit about. Tell us a little bit about you before the accident, after the the whole. Give us the deets. Give us
Just a little rundown.
Spill the tea, as the kids say.
Okay, so like you said, I'm from Long Island. I live in a town called Plainview. I have an older brother, lives with my parents, and I was in college at Binghamton University in upstate New York. I was studying Spanish and chemistry. I was interviewing for med schools on the pre-med track, did all those sciences, a lot of fun. And I was very into sports. I played club soccer and club basketball at Binghamton. And that's how I made a lot of my friends. And then through my pre-med courses. And I was pretty good at Spanish. I had gone to Costa Rica for 6 weeks and spoke strictly Spanish there. So I was pretty good at it. Now it's a little rusty, but I would say at one point I was fluent. And so, yeah, it was my senior year of college, second semester, living in a house with 5 friends, having a great time. And I went on a ski trip to Vermont to a mountain called Stratton that I've skied at 100 times. I grew up skiing there. I learned to ski there. And I don't remember the day itself. I only remember getting picked up at sunrise, but I was told I had a really bad fall on the mountain. One of the first rides of the day. It was very icy. And I woke up in the ICU at Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center a few days later and paralyzed from the neck down and on a ventilator. So I had spinal cord injury at the C1, C2 junction, which is the highest point on the spinal cord. So lucky me. I'm number 1. So do I.
Yeah.
So I was in the ICU for 17 days on a feeding tube, not able to talk because of the ventilator, mostly just watch TV. Eventually, I was transferred to a specialty rehab for spinal cord injury called Spalding, which was in Boston. I was there for 4.5 months, got off the feeding tube, weaned off the ventilator because I got a diaphragmatic pacer implanted, which are electrodes on my diaphragm that contract it for me so I don't have to rely on the ventilator, which is nice.
Yeah.
And it's just a set 18 breaths per minute. So that's how it goes. And
that's how it goes.
4.5 months, spoke again, which was great because mouthing words to people is horrible. And then I was transferred to a hospital on Long Island called Glen Cove Hospital. Actually, Casey lives in Glen Cove.
Woo-hoo!
He visited me there. And I was there 4 months. And I got really good treatment there. That's where I started to paint with my mouth and make some TikTok videos, and I did get really good care at that hospital. Eventually, I was discharged to an assisted living. We had our own independent apartment, me and my parents, because our house was under renovation. We were there a month. My house was renovated by a TV show. We got selected by George to the Rescue. They redid my whole downstairs. They put an elevator in my house, and they set up an art room / office for me to paint and do my work. That's the room I'm in right now. And we're really, really grateful for that because they did so much work and we would have never been able to pull off what they pulled off. We didn't have to, think twice about what to do. And it was really, really, really helpful. Eventually we moved home. So I was in the hospital 9 months. I call it my gestation period. And then I finally came home a few months later. And once I came home, I started to feel more like Rebecca again. Because obviously, after something traumatic, you guys know you don't really feel like yourself. And then I definitely coming home was a big game changer. But yeah, that's sort of the tea.
That's a little bit of Becca in a nutshell. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't know you played basketball and soccer. That's pretty cool. That was my two sports as well before chaos happens. And that's awesome.
Yeah, I did soccer since I was really young, like four or five, and then basketball when I was older. But I was always small, so I was always fast, but not strong.
Sounds like we were cut from the same cloth. I was 4'11" till I was 16 years old, so I was like 4'11", like 80 pounds, soaking wet. It was terrible.
Wow, that is small.
Yeah, it was rough being in high school in 10th grade with all these big kids, and they were more like men and women. But so Rebecca, back in you don't remember the day at all of your accidents. You just remember getting up in the morning and then darkness. Pretty much, like, memories just gone.
Right. And important detail that I forgot. So someone saw me fall, and basically, like, they saw me fall off like the side of the mountain. They went down to get me. Oh, this chat just came up. Two.
Gotta love good old voice control.
Can you guys hear me?
I can. Yep.
All right, that's good enough then. So someone saw me fall. They went down to basically get me, and the person happened to be an EMT, and he said I had no pulse. They got my pulse back 10 minutes later. So I had no pulse for 10 minutes, so that's probably why I don't remember the day.
Yeah.
I did it multiple times. They weren't sure if I was going to make it. They called my parents saying, it's pretty dire. They weren't sure of their circumstances. My parents drove up as soon as they could. And my brother was with me also, so he sort of had to handle the medics and stuff. And so the person who saw me fall said that there was like no one on the slopes that day because of the conditions. And so if he hadn't seen me fall, no one would have. And I would have just been left there with no pulse till I died. So a lot of things had to line up for me to make it, basically. So, but yeah, that's probably why I don't remember anything, because lost a lot of oxygen to the brain.
Yeah.
I'll probably do it. Just a little foggy memory that day, no big deal.
Little easy. Are you still in contact? Have you spoke to that person who found you at all ever since, or no?
No, only once. So we're not really in contact.
I only asked just because the person who basically was one of the EMTs at the beach when I got hurt, who would like help me get me out the water and everything. We actually became friends on like Facebook like 5 years after, and we got to meet and stuff, and it was pretty cool to just talk to him a little bit and thank him for because I don't really remember. I remember a little bit. I remember most of it, but my sister would tell you I don't remember any of it. But that's the only reason why I asked that question.
Yeah, it's like, what do you say to the person that saved your life?
I was just like, I just went up to him and I was just like, thanks, man. Like I was exactly. I was like, I didn't know what to say, but thank you. I was like, thank you for being at the beach that day.
Yeah, it's like, it's so crazy.
But hey, listen, from what I've seen, from what we spoke, like, I saw you in the hospital, like you came a long way and now you're like basically TikTok famous, and your paintings are fucking amazing. And we're at there. We're at therapy all the time at the same time usually on Mondays. We usually share a therapist.
Yeah, and I'd say the painting and the TikToks and stuff obviously helps a lot for me, like express myself, and gives me something to do that I feel like I'm doing sort of independently. Like obviously I need help with it, but it is like my ideas in terms of the videos I make. I edit them myself, and then the painting is like it comes from like my brain. So I feel like I am sort of doing something myself in a world where I don't do anything myself.
I totally get you on that one. And what did you just say? Something. Damn it! I smoked too much weed. Uh,
Oh my God.
yeah, weed brain, man. I was gonna ask a question. Go, Tony, take it over for a second.
I was gonna
give me a
say what I was gonna say. One of my. It's not even a question, but it's so funny that me and you are pretty. I don't know. No, I can't say we're not really that tech savvy, but we actually have an editor help us with this stuff. So kudos to you for doing your own editing because like we can't even do that. And I just think it's funny that that like simple things, but like just like you said, it's any way you can kind of like express yourself. You know, I think that's the way you got to do because it's so funny that we always talk to somebody and they always have something to fall back on that they express themselves through. Like painting is one of the ones that I think we all kind of share because even me, like I love painting, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things to take my mind off things and it relaxes me. I don't know if it does the same for you or if it's just like kind of like a creative kind of thing. Um, but what do you get? What do you get from painting? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely like a creative outlet, and it's really a way for me to get away from a screen. I feel like I'm always staring at my iPad or my computer or my phone or the TV, and it's nice to not be doing that. To just get a break from technology, but also just a yeah, like creative outlet, come up with ideas of what to paint and like different colors to try and trying to like
What
push myself.
what what's some stuff that you've painted recently?
I do a lot of like landscapes. So I've done like mountain scenes, uh, beach, cactus in a desert.
Hmm.
Um, I just started doing cupcakes for birthday cards, trying to make birthday.
Oh,
nice.
nice.
So I painted a cupcake, which I never thought I'd be able to like paint an actual object. I didn't think I would have the control for that, but figured it out.
Nice. I remember what I was gonna say now. So
Here we
it's
go.
because yeah, I'm back, maybe. So she was saying how she does the creative TikToks and everything. Tony, she has a very dark sense of humor. I gotta send you her TikTok. They're hilarious.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say because I'm really coming into this blind. I don't know much about you, Rebecca. So when he started saying like the TikTok thing, I was like, oh, thanks for letting me know about this, so I could have like at least looked at some of this stuff.
hey
Casey
man,
just comes to me. He sends me
I
into these
gave you
things
the
blind a
gram.
lot, you know.
I
Yeah,
gave
yeah,
you the
yeah.
gram. I like
You
you to
gave me the
find that.
gram, but that didn't really
I know.
yes,
That was
I got some stuff on it, but like I'm like
that's my bad.
I
That's
didn't.
my bad. That's my
And
bad.
that's
That's my
fine
bad.
because this is why we do this because I like
Yeah.
to, get to know it. So what kind of things do you do on TikTok for people that don't know? Like me.
A lot of it's like jokes about paralysis, um,
Our
jokes
go-to.
Oh yeah.
like I stitch a lot of videos of someone being like one of my most viral ones was this guy being like, "There's nothing worse than when your headphones die at the gym," and then it cuts to me in my power chair, and like that's it. And that got 16 million views, and that was one of my first viral videos. And I
That's great.
like educational stuff. Like I showed how I got on the plane when I went to Florida in February. I explained the whole process of like checking all my equipment through security and like registering every battery we had to bring and bringing the
Mm.
ventilator and all this stuff, and how I shipped my van down. So some of it's educational, but most of it is just like jokes and like voiceovers of me mouthing things to.
It's so funny that you say that because like like I said, if I was a little bit more tech savvy, I might do TikTok, but I get frustrated very easily. And I was thinking about doing the same kind of stuff that you do. There was one that was recent that I saw somebody saying like they're like, oh, live by yourself, they say, and blah, blah, blah. And she couldn't like zip up her like back, like dress or something like that. And then I was going to cut scene to me, put my clothes on the bed and going, you funny. Like stuff like that. Like I think about it all the time, but I'm like, I can't put it into play. You know what I mean? This creative things that
You
I
could
think of all the
do
time, but
it. Do
it's just so
it.
much. It's just so much. And I'm just like,
Ah.
I'm one of those people that like, I like doing this kind of stuff. This is fun. You know what I mean? I like talking to people
Mhm.
and, you know, going from there. But if I try to be creative, like with the TikTok, I'm like, no, I'm done with videos. I can't do it.
Yeah, Casey, you started making videos.
I tried after I saw you doing it. I was like, you know what? Maybe I could do a little TikTok, but it's just a lot, and I don't know. I kind of just do it, and sometimes I don't do it. But I was in a video with Rebecca though on her TikTok, and
Really?
I think maybe one or two. Was it two
Yeah,
or one?
you're in a couple of videos.
Yeah, I'm in a couple. Made a couple cameos. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta show
Nice.
you later.
So I have a quick question. So in one of your posts, I didn't go too deep, but I saw that you went to, it was at Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World.
Disney World. Okay, cool. So how accessible were like the rides and everything there? Because I'm thinking about going there. I haven't been there since my accident, but I always like to talk to people about like experiences they have when they go places.
It is really, really accessible. Like they roll out the red carpet for people to accessibilities there. I mean disabilities. Like there's probably 6 rides you can go on. You don't have to wait in line. The people know exactly what they're doing. Like they strap in your wheels, sort of like the way like my van would strap in my wheels. Some of them like they have like a lift to get on the boat or Jungle Cruise. Like it is really accessible. There's just a lot of people, so it's like navigating a chair through all these children is hard. But that like it's really really accessible.
What
And
would you say is your like the most favorite one that you went on when you were there?
the Ratatouille ride at Epcot was really fun because you feel like because you're actually on like a track and you're moving,
Hmm.
you jolt a little bit, so it was like really fun. And there was 3D graphics and stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So highly
Nice.
recommend. Yeah, it's just so expensive to go there, but
Oh my God.
Disney
Yeah, it
World's
is.
pricey, right?
yeah, it was like I see a lot of dads are wearing these shirts that said like most expensive day ever. It was like the Disney font.
So true though.
It was fun.
Oh my God, yeah, Disney is very expensive. Like everything to do with their food, their parks, everything. Yeah, I get it. You're going there to have a magical time, but you really don't want to go home broke at the same
Mm.
time. So, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I spend my money? And like, I never buy. Like, they have some really cool like shirts and stuff there, but I never ever buy anything because I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying like $60 for a t-shirt. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? When I can go home and make it myself.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I went
it's
to
expensive.
Primark and I got a $12 shirt, and that's what I wore.
See,
Nice.
see tuxedo shirt, Amazon.com, baby. That's what we do.
That's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, because those parks, they make it seem like so every kid wants to go to Disney World, but not every family can afford Disney World. Like that's super pricey just for the park and the food, and then. But at least the good things for us is that we don't have to wait on lines. So
Yeah,
that's always a perk, and we get the park really close. So if anybody's,
They always say that, you know. My friends always they like, I use you for the parking. I'm like, thanks guys, I really appreciate that so
it's like
much.
that's why I got the invite.
Yeah, exactly. But I like that kind of stuff. Like for me too, like I have like the dark humor side too. Like I don't take this too seriously, even though we should take it seriously. But like a lot of times I joke about myself, and like I don't care if people joke. You know what I mean? It's like it's life, and this is what we're going through. And it's just like if you take this too seriously, then you know you're not living life. That's all I can say.
right. And if I get upset about every little thing, I'll go I'll go crazy. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's hard. I try not to I get a little emotional. I get a little worked up sometimes, but
I think we all do, man. Everybody
yeah,
gets emotional. You know what I
I
mean?
dude, I, dude, sometimes I feel like I'm like a tea kettle. Like I'm about to pop. Like sometimes I feel like my mom boiled too long and I'm just ready to start screaming.
Oh my God. Just make sure you get it for a TikTok video if you do it, okay?
I mean, I have the little teapot song in the background, my face turning red, but yeah, no. So, Rebecca, you said you were on the pre-med track
yeah,
when you were in school?
I sort of just went in like tunnel vision. That's what I wanted to do. Didn't really consider any other careers. I don't know. I just really liked science, and I knew I was smart enough to do it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. But looking back, I probably should have like thought about other things too, because it's such a commitment financially and time wise. A lot of my friends are in med school now, and they do like it, but it's like they don't really have time to do a lot of fun things. They just study all the time, and they're going to come out in a lot of debt, which like they knew going in. But I think for me, I should have considered like other things, maybe like business or marketing and whatever. So yeah, I was pre-med. I was an organic chemistry tutor in TA, and I minored in
Organic
and I majored in Spanish. And yeah,
Spanish. When you said that, I didn't know that about you. That was just I can't picture you speaking Spanish, but now I kind of want to hear it. So maybe do we get a little Spanish on the podcast real quick? Well,
I'd put me on the spot.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
Si quieres. No, I'm kidding. We don't have to.
Oh,
But when I went to Costa Rica, obviously it surprised people that like this like white blonde girl was speaking Spanish.
It's the best surprise ever. You know what I mean? I love that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ever see that white kid that like speaks Chinese on TikTok? He like goes to like Chinese markets and like he'll speak like Mandarin or something like that, and like they look at him like this is a white boy speaking like Mandarin. Like I can't believe it's just so funny. I love the shock of it. You know what I mean, that you get from people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hey, so you speak Spanish? I know you Spanish, but
No, I can understand it, but I can't really. I don't like to speak it because I sound like a white boy, and like, I don't have like the accent, so I sound like as they like a gringo, as they say. So I don't really.
I sound probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't like pronounce the words or enunciate properly. Like, so I just choose to not do it ever. Like,
Okay.
I mean, gun to my head, if I needed it to survive, I think I could, pass a conversation. But I don't know. It's not like I can have a full. We're like we're fake Puerto Ricans, as what a lot of people call. Because even my dad, he can speak Spanish, but like sometimes it's hard because people talk sometimes Spanish people talk really, really fast.
Yeah.
And sometimes when he's at work, he's like the guys at his job. He's like, I'll pick up every couple words and then I'll assume what they're saying. So that's pretty much what I would do. I think I would just hear one word and I'll assume that's what the conversation is about. Do you speak Spanish,
Like
John?
I don't speak it fluently, but I do, just like you said, I do know understand like conversations and like I can, if I had to get by, I probably could come up with a little something.
Mm-hmm.
But it does help that I have a Puerto Rican CNA, so like she does teach me stuff and I teach her stuff, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like a back and forth thing, and I've
Mm-hmm.
actually learned a lot from her, believe it or not. But yeah, nothing where I could definitely pass in another country or anything like that because that wouldn't work at all.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to live. What was it? You said 6 weeks, Rebecca, you did in Costa Rica?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 weeks, and you were speaking Spanish the whole time?
Right. Like no one really knew English there. Surprising.
Yeah, fuck
Can you
that.
tell us a little bit about the culture when you were there? Like, what's the difference between like, well, obviously there's a lot of big difference, but like, what did you notice was a big difference when you were there from the U.S.?
People are just like so much more open to talking to strangers. Like you would say hi to like security guard you pass every day on like if there's university that you like walk past. Like there's a security guard like say hi to them every day, you chat to them. Like I feel like here people are very skeptical to talk to new people. They think
Mhm.
like people here think everyone's like a creep or trying to do something malicious. Whereas there they're like so much more like open and friendly. They are very like I guess a lot of Latin America, very adamant that each country is very different, like different culturally. We tend to like group them together, like oh Latin America, like Colombia and Costa Rica and Dominican Republic, all the same culture, but they all very different culture. Um,
Mhm.
like Costa Rica has different food as well. A lot of the food is similar, like rice and beans and meat, but like the spices might be different and
The seasonings and
yeah,
how
and
they prepare it.
like the Costa Rican accent's very neutral, so it was a lot easier to understand people. But I had a friend from Colombia, and it took a while to get used to like his accent. And there was a doctor that was Cuban, I couldn't understand any of that.
Different
And
dialects.
yeah,
Yeah, I noticed a big difference myself when I talk to my age. She's Puerto Rican, and I'm used to like I guess more the Guatemalan Mexican side, kind of like the blend almost. So like
Mhm.
the accents and everything is very different, and like the slangs they use are very different. So I mean, it's pretty similar to the U.S. Like, whatever part of the U.S. you're from, you usually have some kind of different wording of things. And so, like, I think of it that way now. Like, I did a little bit when I was younger. I was a little naive, and I thought the same thing. Like, all Spanish people are like the same, or they speak the same. But it's as I grow into my skin, I realized that everybody has their own like different ways of saying things or speaking.
yeah, definitely.
Do you since you did your first successful trip to Florida, are you looking to travel anywhere else?
We definitely want to go back next year, maybe for longer. We did 2 weeks this year. We want to do like a month next year. If we could find nursing care for the month. So we're going to look to see if we can find people down there as well as bring people from here. And I think the next viable thing would be a cruise out of New York because no flight, obviously. And then cruises, I feel like even though I wouldn't be able to like swim or rock climb or whatever, there's shows and maybe I'd talk to people, meet some people, and just hang out in the sun, read. Yeah. So that might be next.
Yeah, I hear cruises. From what I heard they're very accessible. So I actually was thinking about doing a cruise too. Though that's just it seems like it's no flights. You don't got to worry about the wheelchair getting all mangled up, and you don't got to worry about renting a car wherever we go. Because you just get off whatever stop it is. Say you go to the Bahamas or something, and yeah, but that's definitely that'd be really cool.
What traveling have you done, Casey?
I have been, since my accident, I've been to Florida once, and I've been to North Carolina. Both plane. Sorry?
Oh, me? I have not traveled. This is things we speak about every time we come on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I really do want to travel, but it's just like I've been trying to like I don't know, like do other things where I'm living now just to be more active and everything. And then eventually once we never really get comfortable with things. So like I just got to get out of my head and just do it. You know what I mean? But I do want to travel to Florida. I want to go, like, that's why I was talking about Disney World, because that's one place that I wanted to go to because I have a lot of family and friends that live in there. And I figured I'd go check that out, but I haven't done any traveling since my accident.
I'm trying to get him to come to New York to stay overnight. I feel like that'd be a nice little dip your toes in the water. Get out of, stay at the house. You and Rach. Remember, we're gonna get. It's gonna happen.
It's just like I told you I definitely want to do this. It's just like I'm just trying to get my ducks in order, and then I think now that the nice weather's coming, we're definitely gonna do that, and hopefully get out and hit the town a little bit. You know what I mean? We did me and Kay did an escape room, and that was pretty interesting. They literally put us in this small room.
The smallest room with two guys in wheelchairs.
Yeah,
we got out. We're just gonna say that we got out. We're here. We made it.
And of course, the whole premise of it was to escape this. What was it? Rail.
It was a subway.
Subway, yeah. And you had to sit in the seats. I'm like,
one of the like the what was it, like the code? How do you say it? Like the passwords, the codes you had to do? You had to sit on the seat in a certain order. So we're just like
pressure.
So we're like banging the seats, like trying to hit our hands on it, like trying to do whatever we could. But yeah, luckily we had an able-bodied person with us, and they were able to sit down.
Yeah, we would have been screwed. We would have been stuck in there forever.
Yeah, we would. The podcast would be over. It would not be good. It would not be good.
That sounds so fun, though.
Yeah, it was like cool. We tried. Where was it? No. When we tried like a bunch of places, but like I think it was because it was like the middle of the week and nothing was really open. So we found like this hole in the wall. Like I forgot. It was. You see, it was like in a strip mall. Like it wasn't even like, it didn't even like look like it was an escape room. It just looked like it was like next to like a liquor store and like a check cashing spot. And then they just
had a little funky.
It was super funky. And I want to do another one. There's a few in the city and there's a couple on the island I want to check out to see. Well, maybe we'll do another one when you guys come out here.
Yeah. We, like I said, we can plan some stuff. But well, speaking of that, like, what do you do so you're from New York too? Like, what do you do for fun? Like when you go out and do things.
I love to go out to eat with my friends, or go out to lunch or dinner. In the summer, there's so much more to do. Like I go to Jones Beach Boardwalk a lot. Just ride my chair along the boardwalk, and I put in like an earbud, listen to my audiobook or listen to music. I like to go to coffee shops and read, or if I go with like a friend, we'll chit chat. I obviously paint. I have an art teacher that comes once a week and paints with me. That's fun. And I do have a part-time job, so that keeps me busy as well. And right now I'm in a course. It's called UX UI. It's like user experience, user interface. It's website design and app design. And so we work on a project. We learn how to use like platforms to design websites and apps. And if you continue with the course and do an additional course, they help you build more of your portfolio, and eventually you can like get a job. So I'll see if I end up doing that, the second part, but I really like it so far.
That's cool. That's really
Nice, yeah.
cool.
The
You
coffee
have a
shop thing. I hit up coffee
yeah.
shops sometimes. Just I don't do much reading, but I definitely hit up coffee shops to do like some of my research and everything on like my iPad or whatever. It's just a cool atmosphere to be into. You know, when you're going to just chill and like have yourself a cup of Joe if you like that kind of stuff, or get a tea or whatever.
A
It's
cup
so
of Joe.
Cup of Joe.
yeah, it's so relaxing and cozy in the winter or whatever. A,
Yeah.
a warm drink. Like I see it as like a more of an activity. So I'm not like, oh, I'm spending X amount of money on coffee each month, even though I can make it here. Or like, oh, I'm getting out of the house. I'm not sitting at home, and it makes me happy. So worth it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Definitely worth it. You got to find the little things. At least for me, like I try to find something that at least kind of distracts my brain, and because we're since we're in the chair all the day, all the time, kind of like can get stuck in like a routine, or just get stuck in my own head. So like I started playing video games, which has been nice, and now like you said, the weather's getting nicer, and I can't wait to just go outside. And there's like a cool little arboretum by my house, which I never heard of before, which is pretty cool. It's like a tree paradise. It's really, really, really neat just to go sit and just kind of, like you said, you like put your earbud in on the boardwalk and just kind of hang out. That's kind of like what I like to do at this little tree place.
Yeah, it's great to get out there and do that kind of stuff because like even me like in about 2 weeks I'm going to be going to Boston. I'm going to the art museum there, and then we're going to hit up a brewery afterwards. So that's kind of like a little day plan right there. You know what I mean? It's just like those little things are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like people think we can't do anything because we're in a wheelchair, but
Yeah.
there's so much we could do.
Yeah, from hearing what you're saying, it sounds like you do more than most people do, just
Hmm.
and they're able-bodied. So like, people always try to put us in a box or in like a corner and like say, because if you look at it right away, it looks like, oh man, what can they do? It's like, dude, I could do basically everything you could do. It just might be a little different. Like I might get there differently, or like, but I'm still gonna be able to enjoy myself.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just going to go places and sit in the corner. That's what we're going to do. It's
Yeah,
because
no, it's
that's what we like to do. You know what I mean? It's fun.
It's like, oh, it's nice to see you out today. It's really good to see you out and about. Enjoy. Oh, you
I
know
love
what?
that. I love
Fuck
that.
you. Good to see you out of your goddamn house today. Sorry. That one gets me going. That
Yeah.
A lot, yeah.
You get that one a lot too, Rebecca?
Yeah, like the grocery store or whatever. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whenever I go leave my house, and someone comes up to me, says something.
So,
Yeah.
they always got something. They don't have anything nice to say, or just like like, oh hey, how's your day going, or just
Hmm.
talk to you like you talk to us like we're just anybody else. It's always like, oh, it's really nice to see you out. It's really good. It's really great that you're getting out of the house. You know what? Fuck you. Would you get back in your house?
No, you know what I love? I love when you're going somewhere and like when people see like they're walking towards you and like you're going towards them, when they like, oh my God, I'm taking up so much space. Let me just move out of the way. And they like literally put themselves against like a wall and stuff. I'm like, dude, I have plenty of space.
Yeah,
Like, what are you doing? Like,
it's like
I hate that. I hate this so much. I'm just like, listen, I don't get what you're seeing, but I'm
yeah,
perfectly fine. Just keep going in the
yeah.
straight line that I'm going in. So,
These wheelchairs, they turn on a dime now. Like I could
yeah,
spin in a circle and not hit your legs, guys. It's okay.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or like when I'm in the road and I'm on the side of the road, like a car will like slow down to almost like go past me, but like we're not even really near each other.
100%. To like go on the opposite side of the road, almost cause an accident, trying to avoid.
Yeah.
It's like I'm on the sidewalk. Like, what are you doing? I'm not even in the street right now.
Hey, I'm rolling here. I'm rolling
Yeah,
here.
I'm rolling here.
Oh my God, yes. And it's so true. It happens very often.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I was at I think the boardwalk and there was someone else in a wheelchair. And we were both like going toward each other. It's like we're playing chicken, like the other way.
Yeah. Or people assume that you're best friends too because they're in a chair. So you're like,
Yeah.
hey, I know you. I know you're in a chair. No, we don't know each other. But
No.
I mean, I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Casey and I made a TikTok and the sound was
Yeah.
like, "We about to kiss right now?" And I made it when you see someone else in a power wheelchair.
they assume like, if you're somebody's like, are you, you guys are dating? Are you, or like, like, or like, because I've been out with people in wheelchairs and stuff before, and I'm just like, just because we're in two wheelchairs, doesn't mean we're married couple here. Like we, everybody has friends. Like it's just like we're like normal people, and that's why I kind of like with the podcast here, it's because we, you might be C1 C2, I might be C4 5, Tony's a T, but like we're all people, and we're all still live a normal, like we try to live as much of a normal life as we can. And that's why I think one of the reasons me and Tony wanted to do the podcast is just to show that a little bit of inclusion, and just bring to light that we're just people just struggling through life just like anybody else. Our struggles might be a little different, or might seem worse, but everybody has their own struggles. And
right, ours are just more like visible.
Yeah.
Like ours are very obvious, but other people might have such internal battles that we don't see.
Yeah. 100%.
Hondo.
And people always assume that like, yeah, like I'm gonna be friends with someone in a wheelchair just because they're in a wheelchair, but a lot of times like I have nothing to talk about with them. Like at all. Like I've met people that I find it very hard to talk to because I don't want to sit here and talk about my accident for the conversation. It wants about other things, but if you're not compatible as people, then it's not going to work. So it's not always like, oh, just put them together in a room, they'll be friends.
They'll figure it out. It's just talking about
It's like
wheel size. Like, I got 16s. What do you got? You got the 12s?
Yeah, what you got over there? I love how the most people's go-to is like, how'd you end up like that? It's just like, come on, really? That's the first thing you want to ask me? Like, it's just like, how about, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? Or something, similar to that. You don't have to like pop the question right away. It's like, you know what? It's how'd you walk over there today? Like, what do you want me to say? I don't know. Like, I'm gonna come up with some random questions when people ask me, and I'm just gonna hit them with it. That's really like awkward.
I was getting out of bed this morning. Was it great? Did you do
Was
good?
it good? Yeah. Did you walk yourself to the car today? That's wonderful. That is wonderful.
Yeah, I was at a bagel shop in my town with my friends, and this man taps my friend next to me and goes, "Is that Rebecca?" And he's like, yeah. You can ask me if I'm Rebecca.
Yeah.
I saw you on George the Rescue. But like if he saw me on George the Rescue, he knows I'm capable of answering. Like
clearly.
He asked me. But yeah, that was weird. And one time at a dog park, this woman just asked me, she's like, "So what's your illness, hun?"
What? It's like,
it's very simple. I just don't want to walk anymore. That's what I tell people. It's just like, I get tired of walking. You know what I mean? I like sitting in a chair.
Walking's overrated.
Why my Instagram handle is not paralyzed, just lazy.
Just lazy. Oh, I like it. Yes.
Is that a t-shirt, Tony? That's a t-shirt.
Listen, I came up with a great idea, and I think we're gonna roll with it. It's like every episode we do, one of our guests usually come up with like a cool saying or something you say that you don't realize it, and we're gonna throw those suckers on shirts, and we're gonna spread it out to the world. So like maybe you said something in this interview already that we're gonna use, so you don't know. So don't think about it too much, but it might happen. It might happen.
Keep an eye out.
Like, oh my God, this. Oh, so I got a question for you. So I don't know the show that you're talking about. Could you explain a little bit? Like,
yeah,
how'd that go about? Like, did you have to apply for it, or did they reach out to you? Like, what happened?
So right when my accident happened, we had friends starting to like apply, and then there was actually a boy in my town that got his house redone. So I think that family reached out to him personally, like reached out to George or whoever's in charge, and we ended up having a friend who had a cousin that was a producer or something. So we did have a little bit of luck, and a lot of people applied for us. My story was pretty publicized right when it happened. So that's how we got selected. And then the way it works is they redo people's homes. So if you've ever been in like tragic accidents, or like maybe they do something really good for the community and they want to like help them do that. So they, redo something in their house to like, maybe it's an office or something. And so we were I think we were their biggest project, they said. And it was all up in the air because it was COVID and there was supply chain issues, and they had to get like construction companies and landscaping companies that all have to do it pro bono, and they're just getting exposure on the TV show. So a lot of stars had to line up for that too. And it worked out. And it took them from like September to January. They filmed the reveal, I think, in January, and then we moved in February.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
It's a pretty cool show.
So it's a show, or is it on like stream on YouTube, or like where can I find that?
Yeah, it's on YouTube, but it did air on NBC.
Yeah,
now,
I saw it on TV.
Yeah, and they're really nice. George, so nice. Like, there were a lot of times I spoke to him off camera because like they're setting up the lighting or they're interviewing my parents, and him and I were just chatting for like a couple hours. They came back to my house last summer and did like a "Where Is She Now" episode, and so I was on it TV again, and
Famous.
and I got to catch up with George, and we painted together on camera, and they asked about like how the renovation has impacted my experience in my life, and obviously it's changed everything. So yeah, really grateful for that show.
Yeah, that's awesome. Remember when I saw it on TV? It's pretty cool.
I'll send Casey the link to send to you.
Awesome. Yeah.
Look at
We'll do Casey the middleman. It's fine. It's cool. I'm just kidding.
People helping people, bro. It's
I love seeing things like that because like I think I was watching one episode of what was it Fair Eye, where they did like a rebuild for someone's house that was in a wheelchair, and it came out really cool. But I was just like, how do you like apply for something like that? It was like, like I was like, I want that to be done in my house, man. I want to look good. I want to be able to do things.
Yeah, got to show you the elevator that she has. It's pretty cool that in the house. It's like kind of hidden. It's like a secret.
It's like Willy Wonka's glass elevator.
Yeah,
oh, I love it. Yeah,
it really is.
Is it like a closet kind of thing? Like it doesn't like I don't know. Like is it like see through? Like are you being serious about like the whole Willy Wonka? Or like how does it look?
It's technically a lift, so it goes up and it goes through the floor. So like when the elevator is up, you can't see it from the downstairs. So there's like so much more space downstairs, and then when it's down, there's a lot more room in my art room / elevator room, and yeah, it just goes like right through the floor. It's like glass or plastic enclosed, and I can't operate it myself. Someone has to like push the button, but everything else in my room is pretty much voice controlled. Like the doors, the blinds, the temperature, the TV. Yeah.
Because I think you need that temperature control thing because you're always running hot. So
dude,
like
I got my fan on my back right now.
I'm always so cold.
Yeah,
so, I'm with you on that one. I'm always cold myself. I am never running hot. That's for sure.
Yeah, if I'm hot, there's a problem.
I'm in shorts all year round. I'm always hot. I can't.
You're one of those guys, huh?
I wasn't. I was always cold my first 2 years.
I wear shorts on the snow. What's up?
Oh man, I used to hate those guys in college. Like you see, and like it's snowing outside, and they're in shorts and flip flops, and like they're open toed with their little thong sandals. I'm like, what are you guys? It's a blizzard outside. Like we're going.
I don't get hot.
We're going to.
I mean, I don't get cold.
I'm fine. I'm okay. All right, bro. Just your toes are obviously frozen. So have frostbite. That's basically what happened.
Just wear pants. Like
is it hard to
just
put
be
on
normal?
Put on socks. Jesus.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And now you're over here going, oh, I wear shorts too now. It's all good.
I know. Now I'm one of those guys. I fit right in.
Yeah, you do. You fit perfectly.
PT with your shorts in January.
Oh, yeah.
I heard judgment out of that. Right? That sounded like you were judging me, Rebecca.
There was judgment. Yes.
This is a safe space here on Sitting Tall.
No, it's not.
For me and my shorts, okay?
I would totally do the same thing if you rolled in and I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing in shorts right now? Because like when I go to PT, I think of the same thing. I'm like, okay, I got to dress comfortably, obviously, because I'm doing PT, but I ain't getting in some shorts where I'm like when it's freezing outside. You know what I mean? So I roll in the sweatpants.
I miss wearing pants. It's too hot, and
okay. I get it.
Not for me, guys.
I get it, but not really. But okay.
But it is what it is.
Sleeves and pants in the summer, so yes, that's when I stick out.
But Tone, you got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we touched upon a lot of the stuff that we were going to talk about.
Yes,
I really appreciate spending some time with us because once again, I love doing this podcast and I love meeting new people. Casey usually introduces everybody and like I get to know them through the podcast. So
someone's got to find the guest.
Hey, it's all good, man, and this is how it goes. So, Rebecca, I appreciate you coming in and sharing your day with us.
Nice to chat with you guys.
Yes, yes, it was. Rebecca,
Yes.
yes, it was. I'll see you next week. But this is just wanted to say thank you for everybody for tuning in. Just wanted to give out a special shout out to our sponsors, Seven Bros Apparel, and keep an eye out that we have a link now. There's a store open up. There's a little storefront. You can purchase your Sitting Tall gear, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, whatever you want. Check it out. And yeah, until next time. This has been another episode of Sitting Tall with me and my boy Tony. Have
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
one, everybody.